Hello everyone, in this video we'll discuss a very important topic which will be about radiographic artifacts. So what are the artifacts? They are any unwanted structure or distortion on a radiographic image. They are not related to patient anatomy or pathology, and it can mimic disease or obscure diagnostic information. Why we care about the artifacts? Because they can lead to misdiagnosis or repeat examinations which will increase the patient's dose. Recognizing artifacts is essential for image quality assurance. So artifacts will reduce image quality, which will affect the diagnosis. Here we have classification of artifacts. They can be under one of these. First, we have patient-related artifacts, and then we have equipment-related artifacts, technique-related artifacts, and finally processing and digital artifacts. So we will start with the patient-related artifacts. First, we have motion artifacts, patient movement during exposure, and this will causes image blur. Next, we have external objects, for example, jewelry, buttons, and clothing. Next, we have physiological motion, for example, breathing and heartbeat. So to prevent such artifacts, clear patient instructions should be conducted, so the procedure should be explained fully to the patient. Embolization devices, such as for pediatric, and short exposure times, for example, in chest x-ray. Next, we have equipment-related artifacts, and for example, detector defects, which can be from dead pixels or lines. Here we have an image. We can see there's a dead pixel in this area, and it's very bright. And one thing that we can identify that the artifact is really artifact by seeing all the images that have been taken by this detector or tube, and we can see that the artifact is still there in the same place, in the same appearance. Next, we have grid artifact, for example, cut off and grid lines. The cut off is an unwanted absorption of X-rays via an X-ray grid observed when a grid is positioned incorrectly, leading to an overall decrease in optical density or decrease in radiographic exposure, which may appear more opaque on the image. Most prominent at a short source to image receptor in taking on the appearance of an overall decrease in optical density or variable optical density across the image, for example, one side appearing less dense than the other. So here we have some incorrect positioning of the grid. For example, here we have off-level grid, and we can see the image will have an opaque or bright appearance when we expose the patient with such position. And next we have off-center positioning of the grid, and we can see that there is more absorption of the X-rays in the image. And next we have off-focus, where the distance is not matching the correct one. For example, this grid should be used with 100 SID, but the technologist used 120 SID, which will affect the image quality. And then we have upside down positioning of the grid, and we can see that the image will be bright on the peripheral, but it will be good at the center. Next we have tube issues, for example, focal spot damage. And to prevent such things, regular quality control testing should be conducted. So this is why the medical physicist do his or her quality control test every year to make sure that all the equipments are good to be used during the year. And also from the company itself, they can do the quality control of their own. And then we have proper grid alignment, which is very important. Most of the companies will design the grid with a way that the grid cannot be inserted into the bucky in a wrong way. That designed mechanisms will prevent such error. And then we have equipment maintenance that can be done by the company. Next, we have technique-related artifacts, which can be from incorrect exposure factors. For example, if we are giving an underexposure to the patient, and then the image will be suboptimal to be diagnosed, as seen here in this example, or the field of view will be very wide or open, which will increase the scatter into the image and can be corrected by closing the collimator. And then we have poor positioning or inadequate collimation. Incorrect SID or detector alignment, as we mentioned before, which will reduce the image quality that is produced. To prevent technique-related artifacts, we should follow protocols, verify positioning in technique, and use exposure charts or AEC properly. Next, we have the CR-specific artifacts, for example, plate scratches, dust or dirt on imaging plate, and ghost images due to incomplete erasure. You remember that when we talk about the computed radiography, and we mentioned that we need to erase all the information or leftover information from our plate, because if we didn't do that and we do a second exposure, then the previous exposure will appear on the new one. So how to prevent that? First, proper plate handling, so no scratches or dust on the plate, routine cleaning, and complete plate erasure. Next, we have DR-specific artifacts, for example, dead pixels or lines. Image lag, which means that there is residual signal from a previous exposure that carries over into the next image, causing ghosting. It's similar to the ghosting that's appear on the CR system. And then we have saturation artifacts from overexposure, which will cause ghosting on the image. When we expose the patient many times or the object many times, then the detector will be overexposed and the ghosting will appear. Also, we have software processing errors that can be happen to the DR system. So how to prevent that? Detector calibration, it's very important when we have such issues, and therefore we need to do recalibration to our detector or system, proper exposure technique, and software quality checks. Next, we have processing artifacts, for example, over-processing, which will cause excessive sharpening or smoothing to the image, incorrect window level or window width settings, and to prevent such things, we can use standard processing protocols and review raw and processed images if available. So let's compare artifact versus pathology. So if we see something unusual, how can we differentiate that if it's artifact or pathology? Artifacts often appear in fixed locations, as I mentioned before, and it appears across multiple images. So even if we expose many times, we will see it in the same location and in the same appearance, unlike pathology, where if we expose this patient with certain pathology, it will not appear on the next patient or on the next area of interest. Comparison with the prior images helps the identification. This is why if we see something unusual in the image, we need to check previous images to make sure that this is a pathology, not artifact. For the quality assurance rule, regular QC testing reduces artifacts. Why? Because we identify the issue in the system in the initial state, where we don't see any artifacts at that level. But if we keep using the system with a minor issue, this minor issue will develop to cause artifact on our image. Technologist plays key role in detection, reporting, and prevention. This is why the technologist should check his or her images before sending these images to the radiologist. In case of any artifacts or an issue in the system, he or she can report that issue to the institution to fix that issue. QA ensures consistent diagnostic image quality, and the QA is very important for all systems in radiology departments. And that's it for today's lecture. I'll see you in the next one.